7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes over. And then he hammers it home. Broke his ankles.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all is well. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. The New York Knicks just came out victorious up against the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road, the final score being 129-119. And I'm pretty happy about this W, especially the way last game went. That was one of the worst historical defensive performances by any team in NBA history, or both teams were very bad defensively, but for us to allow 145 points is atrocious, especially because we had a record-breaking first quarter when it came to scoring, and the way we lost that game, it was just absolutely pathetic and it was awful. So the New York Knicks are 9-9, back at 500, and I want to give credit to the Oklahoma City Thunder over there. I feel like they're a well-coached team. They're only going to get better with experience when Chad Holmgren's back, and I like Josh Giddey. I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Most likely they're going to have another lottery pick. Let's see if they keep it up when it comes to this competitive basketball. But they look better compared to last year. This team looks hungry. They don't go away. They continue to fight all the time. So credit to Jalen Williams. Credit to that entire Oklahoma City Thunder, like the staff, the players. Like, they just fight their ass off at the end of the day. But this was a good win, especially because RJ Barrett bounced back, and maybe I did overreact, and RJ Barrett was just sick because he had more of a pep in his step, he had more elevation on his jumper, he looked better defensively, he just looked more energized. He had some nice defensive possessions on a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, made some things difficult, and then he also had a possession that frustrated me. He just let Dort blow right by him. He's going to have those moments. He's going to have really nice possessions defensively, and then he's going to have moments he kind of frustrates you, but I don't have much to complain about when it came to the defense side of the basketball. But it was really nice seeing him set the tone early, have that nice finish, and then after the Knicks played good defense, forcing a turnover, he had a spin move in transition, threw down a dunk, and I just felt like he let out all his frustrations in this game, and he just played really loose. He knocked down his threes from the outside. He was 2 for 2 from 3. I believe he didn't miss a free throw, and he just made the right play out there on the floor. He made the right reads. He didn't force anything. He let the game come to him. He had 25 points on not 20 shots. He had a very efficient game. You got to give credit to RJ Barrett. I thought he played extremely well. So RJ Barrett did a good job setting the tone, making the right play, driving to the basket, knocking down his threes. Jalen Brunson thrived from 2-point territory, if it was floaters, if it was mid-range, and he did a good job distributing the ball. I believe he had 8 or 9 assists. He tied his career high when it came to in the regular season points wise, 34 points. And yeah, he was just unguardable from mid-range territory. Just the body control, the awareness out there on the floor. He was just absolutely amazing. When it looked like times that the Thunder are going to come back in this game, they would cut it to an 8 or 9 point game. Brunson just took over. When we would have these stagnant offensive possessions, Brunson was just absolutely amazing in this game. And he was literally the true hero when it looked like we were going to collapse in certain moments. Randall thrived in one-on-one isolation situations. There was moments that maybe frustrated you, like when he came in the game and just allowed someone to blow right by him when it came to a cut, put it up and in. He had some bad defensive possessions. He nailed some difficult fadeaways, but he took advantage of the center spot, did a good job driving down the lane. But I thought the starters played pretty well. I thought Grimes played very good on defense. He did a good job reading the passing lane. Same thing with Miles McBride coming off the bench, because obviously we know Derrick Rose is hurt when it comes to that toe injury, so it's a huge opportunity for McBride. He didn't do a lot scoring the ball, but he was fantastic on defense, just building us so much momentum up. Because in that second quarter, we were up 14 points at one point due to us just reading the passing lanes, forcing turnovers. I thought that bench did an amazing job. Obi Toppin came in. He had a dunk, or he had a finish in transition. He knocked down a 3. After that, he didn't really do a lot. Obi, if I'm being honest with you guys, he had some struggles defensively, but quickly did a fantastic job scoring the ball when it came to coming off of the bench, and he hit a big shot for us as well. He continues to play good defense, and it looks like Quickly's getting his mojo back, which you really do like. Sims had nice block when it came to defensively. He needs to do a better job staying out of foul trouble. Isaiah Hartenstein actually had 2 huge back-to-back blocks on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he got off to a slow start when it came to the physicality of the inside, allowing a couple offensive rebounds, which was very frustrating, but I felt like he really did a good job overcoming adversity. So I really love that by this basketball club, the way the bench played, the way the starters played as well. I just love the overall effort by this basketball club, just everyone making the right play. But yeah, the second quarter is when really everything turned around, because in that first quarter, the end of it, it was 38-34. There were still frustrations defensively. Sometimes we did leave someone open outside on the perimeter, or allowed an offensive rebound a couple times, or Jalen Williams came in the game, did a good job cooking as well. Shea eventually got it going. Dort was huge in this game as well, but when it came to the second quarter, that's when we really thrived. I thought that was our best quarter of basketball, and it's kind of been our best quarter of basketball throughout the season. Like when we had Grimes out there, when we had Quickly out there, when we had McBride out there, it wasn't just Grimes defensively as well. And it's not even the three-point shooting. It was the aggressive nature of him just looking to drive to the basket and get others involved, crash the glass. I just love the aggressiveness by Quentin Grimes. He just has there's something contagious about him just on both ends of the floor. He plays with so much energy, and Brunson had a very nice play that he found Grimes cutting for a dunk. Grimes attacking. We go on this huge run. We're up a dozen. And this was around the 4-minute mark that we started going on this run. But the defense was just fantastic when it came to that second unit. And just Randall, just to finish off that first half. Randall posting up, driving. We're up 69-58 when it comes to half. And RJ Barrett just continued to play well when he knocked down those threes. And to knock down those threes, drive to the basket, play solid defense, make the right plays. You look at the third quarter, RJ had a really nice drive. He had an off-the-dribble three, which really got me excited because I always had this huge emphasis of hitting those difficult shots off the dribble, or just creating off the dribble more when it comes to those jump shots. Then eventually, the defense kind of fell apart, which was very frustrating in the third quarter. So we're up double digits, but then we just allow easy dribble penetration. They kick it out and get some easy buckets. I'm like, don't do this. Dort just absolutely catches fire throughout this game. I believe he had 27 points in this one. The Thunder were just not going away at all, but you got to give credit to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was literally the hero. He's the one that had the cape in this game. When the Thunder would go on a run or we would just have some collapses, Brunson just stepped up every time if it was from mid-range territory because he didn't knock down crazy threes. I believe he only made 1 3, but he hit some difficult shots. I remember the shot clock winding down, or Shea was up in his jersey and just hoisted up a crazy shot and it went in. And just his finishes around the basket. Brunson was just amazing, passing the ball, shooting the ball. He was just ridiculous. If you watch this game, you saw the importance of Brunson. He literally saved her ass, and he was no doubt about it the player of the game. I love, he's tired after every game. That's how you know he works his ass off. But he was bailing us out with tough shots because we were leaving guys open outside on the perimeter. But then Hartenstein has those 2 blocks in a row on Shea, which really built us up some momentum, and then quickly knocked down a 3, which ended that third quarter on a very high note. But the beginning of the fourth quarter was absolutely disgusting, to be completely honest with you guys. So RJ's kind of that lead man, and I believe we put Brunson in maybe a minute later. When it came to the fourth quarter, still came in pretty early, but there was no leadership at the beginning of that fourth quarter. The shots we were getting were disgusting, really bad. RJ had bad awareness. He didn't attempt a shot. The shot clock's winding down. He gives it up to Sims. Sims throws it down, but it's 2 seconds too late. Shot clock violation. We don't get a stop. We get the ball back. It's near shot clock violation again. We hoist up a terrible shot. RJ gives it up to Obi last second. It was just really bad. It was, I guess that's the one nitpick with RJ. His awareness wasn't great at times of just making the right play. When it came to at least in that fourth quarter. And just the turnovers are pretty bad as well. He needs to clean that up. But it was just a disaster offensively when it came to shot clock violation and the bad shots. I'm just so happy we have Jalen Brunson, because Brunson comes in, of course, or he's out there on the floor, gets a huge bucket in a big spot. But then Randall comes in the game, right? He's paired up with Obi. We have Randall at the 5 position. I'm okay, I like this by Tom Thibodeau. They're in foul trouble, Sims and Hartenstein. But as soon as Randall comes in, he falls asleep on defense. Someone blows right by him for a bucket. But then, quickly, we just did a good job overcoming adversity, which I loved. We just hit timely shots. Quickly, he hits a huge 3. RJ Barrett, he misses he drove to the basket. He didn't finish it. I believe he misses the next one, gets his own miss. After missing the original shot, he got his own miss, missed it, but then he got it back and then finished. So I love the aggressiveness with an RJ Barrett, but then Randall hits a 3. So it's kind of just because they had this empty trip, Randall hits a 3, we're up 16 points, but Shea just wouldn't let them die at all. And we committed some dumb fouls at times as well. I'm that's not a smart foul. But then you could also say, if you truly watch this game, coming from a Thunder fan or a Knicks fan, whoever you are out there, these officials were bad. I understand they're new, but oh my gosh, they're bad. They were calling it a tight game at the beginning, but then they call it a not so tight game at certain moments. But it didn't matter. They would cut it to a 9-point game, a 10-point game. Shea would get it going, or they would just get certain buckets. Like I remember Waters hit a three at one point, I believe his name is, and like but Brunson ended up hitting a very difficult shot. And there was a scare as well when Brunson had this and one that Muscala fell on him. I'm like, oh my gosh, because Brunson was limping. I was just like, please no, like this is gonna be a good win. Brunson's playing amazing. Don't tell me he gets hurt, but he looks fine. He stays in the game, which is awesome. But there was moments that it was just pathetic defense down the wire. I'm like, okay, we just let Giddey go right to the basket. But you have to give credit to Quentin Grimes. Like I know Shea had his numbers, but there was moments I felt Grimes made Shea frustrated, even though Shea hit some very difficult jumpers of those fadeaways in certain guys' face. But I thought Grimes played very disciplined, or he had some bad fouls. But then at the same time, the officials were bad, so I wonder how those would have been with different officials. And Mitch, by the way, needs to be more disciplined. I felt like Mitch, outside of that, like he had a block and a dunk, but I felt like he didn't have a crazy impact. He needs to do a better job staying out of foul trouble as well. But I thought Grimes did a good job being physical with his assignments, if it was Shea, whoever he was defending out there. But the New York Knicks come out victorious. We played pathetic defense at the end, kinda, but it was like too little too late anyway. But Brunson pretty much closes it out. He's the hero. Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.